Rock 108, Iowa's Pure Rock. Hey, it's Ned hanging out here in the studio, and I love doing interviews. I've been listening to this band forever, seemingly. I think it's been forever now, and especially with their huge hit that everyone knows by the name of Kryptonite. They've had so many amazing hits since then, and they are going to be at Riverside Casino on July 28th right here in Iowa by the band named Three Doors Down, and I have Chris Henderson on the phone with me. How's it going, man?
It's going well, man. How you?
Not too bad. Just working weird. I just told you that I was watching Arnold Schwarzenegger commercials and spending too much time on the internet. There's something I always like to ask anyone in a band. What do you popularly spend too much time doing on the internet?
Oh man, just kind of trolling either Instagram or Facebook. You know what I mean, or kind of back and forth. So what I'll do is I got this kind of this circle of events that I do every day. I wake up in the morning, I do my email, and I do the news, and then I do Instagram, and I do Facebook.
Yeah.
And then by the time I get through Facebook, it's time to go back to Instagram. And then by the time I get back to Instagram, it's time to go to the news again. And then I can hit Twitter, you know what I mean? And I got this kind of this thing that I do, and if I'm not careful, it'll be 5 or 6 hours. So what I've done is, I know, right? So what I've done is I refuse to, during the day, between the hours of, like working hours from 7 a.m. to 5,
yeah,
I don't touch my phone at all unless I'm doing interviews. So I basically leave it. No one can get in touch with me. That's the way it is. And I have to get some of my life back, man.
Right, yeah. I mean, internet and social media kind of stuff is like a full-time job after a while.
It really is, man. And you know what? It can suck the soul out of you if you're not careful.
Yeah. Oh, definitely, man. Trust me. And being in radio, that's we talk on air plenty of times, but, it's all about Facebook and Instagram, Snapchat, whatever it may be. It's crazy. But you being in a band, you would know alone. I mean, and you've been in Three Doors Down ever since the mid-'90s. And how have you kind of seen, how have you kind of adjusted to that social media world and obviously playing music and kind of getting adjusted to it?
Well, for me, I remember life without social media, and I got along just fine.
Yeah.
And so I kind of got sucked into it. I kind of, for a while there, I was kind of living my life comparing myself to other people on social media. Like my account had, X amount of followers.
Mm-hmm.
So I wasn't as cool as so-and-so who had X amount of followers. And so I kind of spent my time trying to figure out how I was going to be as cool as so-and-so.
Right.
And one day, and I sat down and I was like, man, do I really care? Do I really care how many followers I have?
Mm.
Do I really care, how many likes I'm getting? And I realized that I really don't care that much. And so I just kind of take it for what it is now. So I'm actually able to enjoy social media for what it is, not take it too seriously, because people that talk trash, especially on social media, have never came to me to my face to say anything like any of that. So I understand it's not real. So, it is what it is.
Yeah, there's always that weird, I guess you could say, the safety of the internet. People will always tell you how they feel, but once again, when it comes to meeting you in person and face to face, oh, hey, man, pleasure to meet you. It's great. I'm like, yeah, whatever, dude.
Yeah, it is what it is. And as long as you're cool with that and you can understand that and just let it be what it is, then it's fine. You'll do just fine. But for me, I get it.
Yep, absolutely. So, obviously, Three Doors Down on tour right now with Collective Soul, Soul Asylum, with show Riverside Casino on July 28th, 4 days away from now. Tour just basically started. How has it been going so far? How have the past couple shows been?
Man, it's been great. We played St. Louis, was the last show we did, and it was, capacity crowd.
Mm-hmm. And,
every band on the tour has got so many songs that and it's crazy. Just from the time the lights go out to the time the lights come back on, it's song after song after song after song after song, and it's a great time. The crowd seems to love it. We're having a good time. Everybody's been coming out. It's been really good, man. It's really big. The crowds have been, really great. And, man, I don't have anything to complain about, to be honest with you.
Awesome, man. Now, one of the things I noticed, too, is that there's this collective of bands, Soul Asylum, Collective Soul, and you guys, and the tour features bands that have some major hits in the 90s all the way up in today. And there's been this kind of resurgence of this 90s culture, whether it be music, remakes of movies, cartoon shows. What do you think of this whole resurgence of this late 90s, early 2000s culture?
Well, I really think it's kind of cool because, like it or not, it was an integral part of many of our lives, and a lot of people remember and have some of the greatest memories of their families, their children, all these different things happen throughout this period of time. And if you think about how important music is to those memories, it's nice to be able to revisit it to kind of come back and have that connection and just feel good about things and reminisce, if you will. And that's what music's supposed to do, and that's what it's always done for me.
Yeah, absolutely. And on that topic of music, too, when you're not on stage or during any kind of writing process, what other music are you listening to, like on the road or maybe just hanging out at the house?
Well, I have children, so I have to listen to a ton of pop music, and which is great because I think some of the pop is an art form all on its own, and I think the way the songs are really crafted, they're so simple, but by the time you get them, they're just put together in this kind of the puzzle piece way that everything's so crisp and clean and perfect, and everything's nice, and I think that's really cool that people have learned to create music in that way. That's so perfect, because rock and roll is very unperfect. You know what I mean? A lot of mistakes in there that get covered up by different things, and which is another cool thing. So I like it. I like to be able to listen to stuff when the vocals are just like perfectly captured. And I'm an engineer, an audio engineer, so I think that kind of stuff's cool.
Yeah, so you kind of get into that nitty-gritty.
A lot of pop with my kids.
Oh, yeah. And so how old are your kids now?
I have a 16-year-old, a 13-year-old, a 10-year-old, and a 1-year-old.
Whoa, man. That's a wide range of ages. Holy mackerel.
Yep.
So how do you kind of balance that family life on the road?
Well, I try to take them when I can, and I don't really get to take them as much as I'd like to, but I take them when I can. And it's good. I live in Nashville, and I have a lot of friends in the industry that own buses and things like that. So there's always this kind of unique opportunities to kind of get them on a bus and bring them out and kind of show them the road and all that stuff. So I try to do it whenever I can, especially during the summer. But
yeah, absolutely. So you said you had a 16-year-old, right?
Yep.
16-year-old. Has the 16-year-old started kind of following dad in the guitar ways and the musician ways?
No, she doesn't care about that at all. And it's one of those things where there's always been musical instruments laying around the house, and I kind of just let them gravitate towards it if they want to, and I don't really push it. And to see if they take to it, and she really is into other stuff, and she loves music, but I think she wants to go towards the audio side of the production side of it. I have a studio too, and
cool.
She's always hanging around the studio, so yeah, she's kind of getting it that way.
That's cool, man. Awesome. Well, obviously 3 Doors Down on tour right now. Collective Soul Asylum, going to be all over the nation. Come check them out. They're going to be at Riverside Casino on July 28th. Tickets on sale right now. Obviously, the most recent album was in 2016. Have you guys started working towards any kind of newer material?
Yeah, we have. And, talking to someone earlier about it, that, the state of the music industry, the way that it is, people are getting music in different ways, which is kind of allowing us to deliver it in different ways. We don't really have to worry about kind of doing things the way that we used to. So we're unsure of how we're going to do it this time, if we're going to release a single or maybe a couple songs at once, or if we're going to do a full record. We don't really know, but we are working on it.
Oh, cool,
so there's
man.
new music coming, and shouldn't be too long.
Awesome, man. And I always like to ask this to musicians that have been in the industry for as many years as you guys have been. What do you think of the whole streaming? I mean, and you just kind of mentioned it yourself there already, of just making a whole album versus making singles. I mean, what do you think of this whole streaming and the different way that the music world has changed?
Well, man, to be honest with you, I could fight it and try to be old school. Like a lot of you talk to people, they're like, well, I want to listen to CDs, I want to own the music, I want to hold it, I want to smell it, I want to do that. Great.
Yeah.
And I do too, because that's what I remember.
Mm-hmm.
But my children, man, they don't own any CDs. I don't think my kids have CDs at all, and they're not ever going to own a CD. They're never going to probably own vinyl. That they don't get it like that. They don't understand it. They don't care about it like that. They don't care about the bands the way that we did when we were growing up.
Right.
So I think that the music business, the streaming and everything is geared towards them. And it's going to continue to be geared towards the consumer that's consuming it and the way that they're consuming it.
Absolutely.
So, whether we like it or not, I think it's get on board or get left behind.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
definitely, man. Now,
got to roll with it, man.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, trust me, us radio people, we're not only just playing on FM, we're on Amazon Prime and all this stuff. You acquire and adapt. That's what you do with it when it comes down to it. But I have one more thing I want to ask you, because you're from Mississippi, right?
Yep.
Okay. I was just in Mississippi about a week and a half ago in an area, Meridian, Chunky, Mississippi. Sound familiar at all?
Yep.
Okay. Now down in that area, I discovered that there's a restaurant by the name of Crystal Burger, And then there's White Castle up north. What do you prefer, White Castle or Crystal Burger?
Well, honestly, I think they're about the same. I can go either way. It depends on what time of morning it is. When I say that, it's between 12 a.m. and 6 a.m. is when that stuff tastes the best. Yeah. So, but for me, I'd say Crystal, because Crystal is what I grew up as a kid in the South, especially Mississippi. Crystal's like an institution down there.
Oh, yeah.
But I live in Nashville now, and in Nashville, it's White Castle.
Oh yeah, I know, man. It's like two different worlds of sliding burgers.
Yeah, but they're so similar. I can go either way, to be honest with you.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And the Nashville area is fantastic, man. People always talk about how the country started in Nashville. I'm like, dude, at this point, Nashville is everything. It's insanity.
Oh yeah.
It's so cool.
It's crazy. There's so many. You know what's really cool about Nashville is eventually every musician in the world ends up there somehow. Yeah. So I'm in the grocery store. I live in Hendersonville. And I'll go walk in the grocery store, and I'll be standing next to Eric Brittingham from Cinderella. Remember Cinderella back in the 80s?
Oh, yeah, man.
And all those guys live in Nashville now. And I see him, and I was a huge Cinderella fan. And so I'm just shopping. And there he is. He's got his kids with him. And it's like, damn. It kind of puts it in perspective. And I'm wondering if people are saying the same thing about us. And it's cool. And there's a lot of people that live in these little towns up there, and they're everywhere. And you see them, and you're just like, it's crazy.
Essentially, Nashville has kind of become the Hollywood of music. I would like to call it that.
It is.
Yep, absolutely, man. Well, Chris, I appreciate you hanging out, man. Of course, check out Three Doors Down along with Collective Soul and Soul Asylum at Riverside Casino on July 28th. 4 days away from now, so if you're not at that show, I don't even know what to say to you. What are you doing? So, Chris, man, it was an absolute pleasure talking to you. Thank you so much for taking the time, man.
I appreciate you, man. Thanks for having me.
No problem. We'll see you at the show, all right?
All right, buddy.
All right. See you later, man. Thank you.